What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're getting into the transfer case on the Grand Cherokee. I'll insert the clip now of the sound it was making. Before when we broke it off road. As you guys can tell, not a good sound, so I'm definitely expecting to find some kind of broken part on this thing. I do have the new one on the way. It was supposed to be here today. However, the people who shipped it with the fluid in it still for some reason. It leaked all over the FedEx truck, so they had to put it in some kind of special container, and it'll be here tomorrow. Not a huge deal. Still waiting on parts for the Wrangler. So pretty much tomorrow everything comes in. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the Grand Cherokee. So I'm not sure how well it's going to show up on camera, but my plan to start is just to drain the fluid out of the transfer case that's in the Jeep. Once we do that, I'll go ahead and pull all the bolts around the outside, split it in half, obviously after you take all the drive shafts off and everything. So I'll split the transfer case and see if it's possibly just the chain slipped off or something small. Because I have a whole new transfer case on the way, and if it's something like the chain, we can just swap the chain over into this and then slap this one back together. That would be a lot easier than pulling all the bolts off the other side. Some of them are pretty hard to get to, like the ones on top of the transfer case. So for starters, I'm just going to split this one in half and see what the issue is. Let's see if I can get this out of here in time without getting it all over me. Pretty good. So that is some pretty dark fluid. I don't see any metal flakes or anything yet, but I will run a magnet through it and just see what we pick up. But so far, it's honestly not looking nearly as bad as what I was expecting. We will see all the damage though when we pop this case into two pieces. So put the cap back on there, the plug, and started taking off the strap so we can get this drive shaft off. I'm pretty sure once you take these off, this just slides out up here. So I'll figure that out as we go along. I don't know if you guys can tell though, but it is raining all around. And we're just underneath the Jeep, dry as can be, trying to take this transfer case apart. So can't say I'm not dedicated to get this Jeep back on the road like I told you guys, hopefully a week and a half. So let's see what we can do. Alright, so I got the one side unattached. I'm gonna go grab some tape and tape up these joints because they're still good. And I don't want these caps falling off because then they won't be any good and we'll have to replace them. But I do believe this side slides off. But first, I'm gonna tape this up so I don't lose these caps. Alright, got that side taped up. So let's go ahead and see if this just slides off, which it should. Yep. So I'm gonna sit this right over there for now. And then next up is we'll take all these bolts around the side of this off, so we can take this side of the transfer case off and see what's going on the inside. That'll give us an idea of what's wrong with it and whether we have to pull the entire transfer case or just replace a couple parts. Alright, so finally got the transfer case split into two pieces. Honestly, I'm really not seeing a bunch of messed up stuff. I was really expecting to see metal flakes all through the fluid and everything like that. So honestly, the chain may have just popped off or something like that. The teeth look alright on most of these gears. Just normal wear, I feel like, for a 200,000 mile transfer case. So I think what I'm going to do is pull this obviously out from underneath the car, put it in the garage somewhere, try to take as much of this part as possible, and I'm going to do some research online and see what parts fail in this the most. I still have a whole new one coming, so I'll probably just replace the whole thing. Since I can't easily see something wrong with it, I was kind of expecting to see something that was like for sure wrong, but I didn't. So let me go ahead and move some of this stuff around and I'll show you guys what we're... Alright guys, so I got everything set up, or half of it taken out of the car. I will insert those photos of some of the metal flakes on the magnet somewhere in the camera right now. But I mean, this is what we took out here. This is just the seal on the end of here that's a little worn. It's not metal flakes or anything like that. But as far as this side goes, I mean, all the bearings feel good. That sound is the chain. I haven't figured out how to get it off 100% yet, because I think I have to take this whole section off. But honestly, all the gears in here look good. All the teeth on the gear that the chain rides on look good. And then this is the other one that the chain rides on. It goes in here, and well, it actually goes in this way, and the chain sits on the outside of that and rides around, and that's what gives drive to your front drive shaft. Alright, so I tore it down a little bit more like I said I was going to, and popped this top piece off, which looks like this. So basically these little like nub things sit in there, and then these little bolts go all the way through this down into here and lock this together as one piece. These gears all sit down in these little spots here and run along this. I'm not really 100% entirely sure how this whole setup works. I haven't done a ton of research on it. So I think we are going to take this over to Cameron's at Dalco's and see what he thinks of it. Pull it apart a little bit more and see what's up. I think I'll probably end the video here and pick it up tomorrow installing the new transfer case, just because I'm not going to make a 20-minute video pulling apart the old one to possibly not find anything. So I'll probably pick this up tomorrow. So unfortunately, didn't really find a whole lot wrong with this transfer case. Show you guys one more time here. But there's nothing that's like obviously wrong, which was kind of what I was expecting to find. Was like teeth missing off of some gears, or honestly a lot more metal flake than we found, or the chain slipped off and broke, or stuff like that. And when I did take it apart, the chain was still on there, so I know that wasn't the problem. And the part that's still in the Jeep, I'll probably take off tomorrow when the other transfer case comes. That one kind of sucks a little bit more to take off because a lot of the bolts on top you need to get to, or there's like no room because it's right up against the floor of the Jeep. So I'll have to figure that out tomorrow. Don't really feel like dealing with that one in the rain, so hopefully it's not raining tomorrow. But at this point, my plan is to just replace the entire transfer case and not just replace a part in it, since I can't figure out what's 100% wrong with this one. I might take it apart a little bit more later and see if we can find anything smaller. Might try to figure out how to get this piece off and see what's in there and take all this stuff apart, just see what we can find. It's also kind of cool just seeing how this thing works, since I've never taken apart the Grand Cherokee transfer case, and this looks a lot different than the Wranglers, so I'll show you that too actually. So the Wranglers, or the Grand Cherokees, has this big section and then all this over here, and the Wranglers over here still on the floor from when I took it apart last time. So the Wranglers does not have that. It's a little bit of a different setup. This one was actually a lot more simple to like realize what's going on and everything. So the plan is tomorrow, get the other transfer case in there, get it all set up, try to take it for a test drive, see how it goes, put it on 4-wheel drive, make sure everything like that still works, and then after that it'll be ready for paint. As you guys can see, I have all of the Raptor liner stuff here, ready to spray on the Jeep. So just waiting for the weather to be better, obviously, and the right temperature, so this stuff can cure correctly. But as always guys, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you guys go ahead and do that, and I'll see you in the next one.